everyone, and welcome to my final project. My name is Kenneth Stanley, and I'll be showing you over my essential final project and everything that took to come up to it. I just want to say that originally this was going to be more of an exploration project, but the more I looked into the combat system and started designing it, the more that I realized that it was going to be a bigger job than thought I was originally getting into. And that essentially, just because of the time crunch, left me having to change from exploration to a more combat-orientated program. So in my program, the idea is simple. You create your character, you pick your weapons, in this case dual knives, which give you a blocking advantage, a short sword, which gives you I believe an advantage with your lunge, brass knuckles, which gives you a advantage with essentially swings. So the idea is that when you hit play, and I'll go ahead and we'll run through this. So every time it comes up, I can't open console with that up, so I'm just going to open console and refresh. That way everybody can see what's going on. So we're going to hit play, but we can't hit play off the start because we have to create a character first. So we're going to make the character, I'm going to name the character Ken, my name, and we're going to say it's 20 like I am, a boy. And I really like the block advantage of the dual knives, just waiting out the opponent. So we're going to play, and of course here we are. How would we like to attack? So I'm going to go ahead and block. And if my attack, you can kind of see right here, I did block it that time, but if I do block, and the enemy's attack is stronger than my block, I will take damage. So I'm going to attack the enemy, and we're just going to go through this little me attacking, and you will see this clashes whenever you essentially pick the same motion as the enemy. So if the enemy's swinging right and you're swinging right, it's going to meet in the middle and it's going to clash. I'm not giving anyone the advantage in a clash just because in this scenario, I just felt it would be too overpowered for somebody to be dealt damage, because the enemy actually does have an advantage in their weapons, because of course you're using these smaller weapons and the enemy are using these bigger ones. So I'm giving an advantage in that scenario. So as you can see, we died there, took 100 damage, which means that the only scenario where 100 damage can occur is when the enemy or you pick the attack that you are most effective with for your weapon, and then you get the max roll. So that was a really good, a really poor battle for us, because that hit really did us in. So you can also go through and you can see the high scores, which mean a few friends played it. Because I knew the game so well and I was using dual knives, I got lucky enough to where I was able to wear my enemies down over 10 times, well, 10 rounds, which we counted a round as before the game closes. However, the game itself right now does not have the implementation to save the scores. So I coded the JSON in manually. You can also see that we can delete our save data, and then when we hit play again, no save data, we have to recreate, and then just close the program, all done. And essentially that is the program all together. Just had Full Sail up in the background. So essentially this is the final project. It took a lot going into it. I spent the most time going over, seeing what C# and JavaScript had in common, making sure that what I was doing versus what can be done was possible. It took a lot of validation, a lot of looping, that at times I just had to sit down, write out the loops, and figure out where I was going with what loop and what validation. Other than that, the hardest part of this research was probably the try parse, because Java, I found out, uses just a regular parse instead of a try parse to do its stuff. But other than that, everything went pretty smoothly, so that's my final project. Y'all have a good day.